So welcome back to the design segment of Girl Talk. We are here still with Aileen Goldstein, who is the project coordinator at Innovative Concrete Coatings. And we've kind of moved over to a new section, and this is kind of fun because we have a little place called Margaritaville around here.
We do.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and so you have designed some products specifically for the colors of those houses. Tell us a little bit about that.
We do a lot of work in Margaritaville. We do a lot of their lanais, and they've got great big lanais that are actually bigger than their garages, and we coat a lot of garages there. So our classical colors on the other side just kind of get washed out there because it's so vibrant there.
Right.
So we've kind of created a palette that we use specifically for there. Of course, we can use it outside of there as well, but most specifically. So we actually took the paint colors they use and matched them to our chips and kind of came up with some blends that match the houses perfectly.
Yeah.
So
they're really pretty.
Debuted a few new colors that we kind of came up with. We were lacking some of the greens and yellows, but added some of those. So it's a popular line in Margaritaville.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, if you just want a little extra pop of color in your house and you're not in Margaritaville,
it does.
Why not?
It does, and it really makes, especially on the lanais and even the garages, it makes it feel like an extension of the house because It's neat, it's clean, it's easy to keep clean. It makes a big difference.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because you do other things, as you've mentioned now a couple of times, other than garage floors. I mean, this is kind of, I think, what people automatically think of is this goes in my garage. But you do driveways, you do lanais. Tell us a little bit about how you choose, you know, what places might be the best for this.
Well, because we're not limited, because we're so UV stable, it really doesn't matter. So covered patio, screened-in patios, we do lots of those. We do uncovered patios, we do pool decks. It really, if it has concrete, we can usually coat it. So lots of applications, lots of different applications.
And so you're saying, I mean, it's a way different option than a paver. You know, you see a lot of pavers, but it makes a very unique statement, clearly.
Yeah.
And so if this is something that's on a pool deck, does it stay cool?
About the same as concrete. There's really no noticeable difference to untreated concrete, but
right. And so you said you do a lot of lanais. Does that kind of, because you said it kind of makes it seamless. Are you talking about, then you do like a pathway maybe from the garage to the lanai? I know obviously you're not going to put this in a home to step out.
We actually have.
Okay, or you can, so there you go. Yeah, it's for everywhere.
Yeah, we've done some lake houses and that sort of thing. But if there's a concrete path there, then we can certainly coat it. We don't pour any concrete, so we just coat existing concrete. And we've also done, two-tone, with borders and, that sort of thing. And so there's a lot of options.
There are a lot of options.
Yeah.
And so many applications. I really, truly had no idea that you could put this so many places.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about the process of if somebody wants to get started with you, giving you a call and how that you walk through that, and maybe if there's payment plans, things like that. Tell us about that.
They just give us a call. We do all of we do free consultations. So everything's done in person. We really like to be able to see the concrete, see the condition of it, evaluate that condition, take measurements, explain our process, because our process is important.
Right.
And we bring our color samples with us and write up a proposal. So it takes, usually about 20-30 minutes to do that. Totally free, no obligation. And then from there, we put a date on the calendar, and come and do it, and it's all done in one day.
And so even if it's a pool deck, or if it's a garage, or if it's a driveway, all of those can be done in one day?
Mostly. So sometimes with pool decks, there's removal of what's on there already. So sometimes that goes into a 2-day, just because of that removal. But typically, most applications are 1 day.
Yeah. And if somebody does have something that's, pretty damaged, because you see that with concrete, you see buckling and cracks and that kind of thing. Is that, because I know you say you don't lay concrete, you just go over it. Can you
We can fix
that,
cracks,
though?
Yep. So cracks we can fix. We actually have a V-blade that we can open it up and expose those pores. And we have a proprietary mender that we use, put it in there, let it cure, grind back over it. And we can fix cracks and, most imperfections that there are.
Okay, yeah. So don't think your thing is too far gone. They can fix it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So how far out would you say, if somebody says, oh my gosh, I really want this done now, I would imagine that there's some scheduling that needs to be going on. So what is the time frame? Is it, you're a couple weeks out, you're a month out? What is
usually we can do consultations pretty quick, usually next day or two. And then typically we stay about 3 to 4 weeks booked out. So.
Okay. Yeah. So when you want this done, call them about a month in advance, get yourself on the calendar, and make sure you are getting some of this wonderful flooring that can go pretty much anywhere. Thank you, Aileen, for being with us. Fascinating. We appreciate it.